I've hit every major business goal I've set in the last 5 years. Revenue targets, client results, even work-life balance goals. But here's what most people don't realize. I'm actually terrible at goal setting. In fact, the moment I stopped focusing on my goals directly is when I started achieving them consistently. And so today, I'm sharing 3 mind hacks that I use to achieve goals on autopilot. And it's not just me. I'm going to pop up a couple of client results. I get them all to do the same thing. Now, I discovered these after 547 days of creating content non-stop and failing, as well as getting on 1,173 calls for sales. And so I was working harder than ever, but missing targets consistently. What changed everything wasn't working harder. It was rewiring how my mind approaches goals altogether. So let's get into point number 1. Most entrepreneurs set a single target and then stress over why they're not hitting that target. This creates a cycle of disappointment that actually trains your brain to expect failure. And so instead, I work on 2 levels simultaneously: conscious and subconscious. Or in other words, operational target and aspirational target. The operational target is what I know I'm gonna hit with my hands tied behind my back. It is the target that I have to hit no matter what. In everyone else's terms, this is the target. It's my no matter what number, the result I'm 100% confident I will achieve. For example, in the first year of my coaching business, my operational target was signing 3 new clients every month at $5,000 a client. And I knew with absolute certainty I could hit that number through my existing network and basic content strategy. But my aspirational target, the one that I built all my plans around, was 8 new clients at $5,000 each. So this was stretched, but not impossible, and something I would like to hit. And here's the psychological hack. While I acknowledged the operational target, everything in my business, my content calendar, my team structure, my delivery systems were built and based around the aspirational target. This does something fascinating to the subconscious mind, because instead of constantly worrying, will I hit my goal, your mind shifts to, how will I handle the success? Your brain starts solving and optimizing for the aspirational target subconsciously. Now, while this is a hack, it works even better when you combine it with the second hack that I'm about to share with you, because that hack completely transforms how you see goal achievement entirely. Most people approach goal setting from a point of view of, how will I achieve this goal? What do I need to do to achieve this goal? This creates a dangerous mindset because you're constantly chasing the goal, and any obstacle feels like it might derail everything. And so instead, I flip the question. So instead of asking myself, what do I need to do to hit the goal? I ask myself, what do I need to do to make it unreasonable to not hit the goal? And this subtle shift changes everything, because rather than focusing and chasing the target or the goal itself, you're creating a situation, you're creating conditions where success becomes inevitable, like it's the only choice. So let me give you a real example. When I wanted to hit 30K months, instead of creating a normal to-do list as like everybody else would, I asked myself, what systems need to be in place to hit 30K months consistently? What team members need to be hired when we're hitting 30K months? What content needs to be created to make 30K months inevitable? What mindset shifts do I need to go through to make 30K inevitable? And this approach led me to create my Bold Brand Blueprint, which is part of my VSL, which is a story for another day. Let's get back on topic. This approach works because it shifts your focus from the outcome, because the outcome's creating anxiety, to the process, which doesn't create anxiety, which is in your control. So it shifts your focus from something out of your control to something that's in your control. And because it's in your control and you're not stressing out about it, your subconscious mind starts working for you on autopilot. Now there's one more critical piece that ties everything together, and is probably the most counterintuitive of all 3 approaches. So let's talk about it. The biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs making is focusing on lag indicators. Things like revenue, things like sales, things like subscriber count, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, these are outcomes we don't directly control. I mean, some people can become victims to the algo, just distort and contort themselves into what gets subscribers, but more often than not, then those subscribers don't convert into sales, so it doesn't really matter. After logging 1,172 hours on calls, selling products between $3,000 to $8,000 to people, I've learned that focusing on these lag indicators actually hurts and lowest performance. And so instead, I focus entirely on lead indicators, the factors, the things that are in my control. I can do and execute as many of them as I want to or need to, and they will inevitably lead to the result I want. So for example, when I was building out my content strategy, I stopped focusing on views and likes and conversions. Instead, I focused on creating one high-quality piece of content daily, engaging meaningfully with the DMs that I had going on, and then spending the rest of the day fulfilling and building out systems and processes in the business. Now, these were all things I could control 100%, but the psychological impact is profound. Because when you focus solely on lead indicators, anxiety disappears because you're only focusing on what's in your control, consistency improves because you're tracking daily actions, not monthly outcomes. And your subconscious mind stops sabotaging you because there is no fear of failure. I've had clients use the exact same method to achieve incredible amounts of money in a day, in a month, working 1 to 2 hours a day, because what they're working on are the lead indicators, not the lag indicators. This approach works because it's aligned with how our brains are wired. We perform best when we're focused on the process instead of the outcome. Athletes call it being in flow or being in the zone, the state where you're completely present in the action rather than worrying about the scoreboard. And so in conclusion, these 3 hacks have not just transformed how my business works, but how I view entrepreneurship as a whole. Together, these 3 hacks create a psychological environment where your subconscious mind works with you, not against you. You're no longer fighting or pushing yourself to achieve goals. You're creating conditions where success becomes inevitable. When I implemented this, stress levels decreased and I started working lesser hours. But I was working fewer hours while achieving the same, if not more. So if you're tired of setting goals for yourself that you never quite reach, or you're tired of pushing and grinding and pure sheer willpowering your way to hitting goals, and you're on the verge of burnout, try these 3 hacks for the next 30 days. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful when properly directed. I hope this helps you. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.